I am Andrea Stewart, and I will be presiding today for this evening's event entitled First Annual Chancellor's Awards Program. And our theme is honoring excellence, performance beyond the ordinary. Our program will proceed as follows. And we will begin with greetings in the occasion by Dr. Calvin Johnson, Interim Chancellor.
First, let me say thank you for your presence. I think this is a wonderful opportunity and occasion to recognize some of our own colleagues for their success this year. Performance beyond the call of duty, let me call it that. And we have a theme. The theme is honoring excellence, performance beyond the ordinary. And, you know, I was thinking, Dr. Benjamin, we've pushed pretty hard this academic year, trying to get some things done. And we all have worked and worked, Dr. Hertz, and worked. And I want to say thank you for all that you've done. And we know that we had a lot to do, and we still have a lot to be done. But I think occasionally it helps to stop and look around and make some assessments and thank some of those people that have gone beyond the call of duty. And that's exactly what we want to do here this afternoon. I was sharing with our speaker, I remember my first year here, Dr. Benjamin, when I came here from UALR, I was invited back to UALR to speak to this same group. And at the time, they were, I believe, pretty much at the same place that we are now, just getting started with this process. And if you notice in the paper, about a week ago, that process it has grown. They have major sponsors for the people that's recognized. So, and I just envisioned something like that for this university. So, in addition to saying greetings, I want to say thank you for all that you've done, and to all of the nominees. Thank you for putting yourself in a position to be nominated, and thank those that did the nominating. And then for those that will be the honorees, the one that's selected to receive the recognition, we want to say thanks to them as well, because we're all in this together. So, Mr. Coxshell, at the end of the day, I think we all can look back and say, you know, we worked hard, and then we gave some special recognitions to our colleagues among us. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think we all could receive an award for the work that we do, but that's not always possible. But we can do some things, and I hope that we can create an environment and a culture where we want to appreciate each other, and certainly want to appreciate those that go beyond the call of duty. So with that said, I will yield for our next presenter, and again say thank you for being here.
Next, we are in for a treat. We will have a musical selection by Dr. George Hertz, Interim Dean, Graduate Program in Continuing Education. Dr. Hertz.
I know it is usual for me to sing for you, but I'm a bit on the hoarse side, and so I decided that I would do poetry for you today. The piece that I will do for you, I don't know how many of you saw the movie, if you saw the movie Invictus, about the life and works of Nelson Mandela. Well, the poem I'm going to do for you is Invictus, and it is about, and the reason why I think it's very appropriate for today is that we have faculty members who are here and those at the university. We always make an effort to not only teach books, but the meaning of life. And we also make sure that we instill in our students a lot of character. Dr. Johnson has always been that person over in the School of Education who talk a lot about that subject. So Invictus, it's kind of hard to capture it, but it is about a person who's faced adversity, and I mean real adversity, and they were able to withstand that and stay with their beliefs and come out okay. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond the place of wrath and tears, loom but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds, and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment thy scroll, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Dr. Hazel Linton will introduce our speaker, and Dr. Linton is the interim chairperson for the Department of Curriculum and Instruction. Doctor.
It's a pleasure to see all of you here this afternoon. It is a privilege and a pleasure to introduce to some and present to others of you our speaker, because after all, he's homegrown. All right. There's something special about homegrown. When it's homegrown, you have security in knowing that you produced a good product. And because he came to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff and we enhanced that security, he left Arkansas right across the river to Christian Brothers University in Memphis. They increased that security, and he went to the Indiana University and received the terminal degree. And we are so blessed to have him here today because he is homegrown. When you're homegrown, you reduce the environmental impact. And because he reduces the environmental impact, he deals with recruitment and retention and admissions and brings others who are homegrown so that we can polish them too. He has other qualities that are special because he has a special interest in black males and is working in that capacity at a university near us. He has that freshness in the bloom of his youth. Isn't he handsome? Homegrown. And then when the polishing process had ended, he came back as close to home as he could get. He doesn't even have to click his heels to get home. He can just drive about 45 miles down the road because he knows the quality of home. But finally, a quality of homegrown is pride. You know when you grow that product and you put it out there and you look and say, I did that. We did that. Isn't it special? Doesn't it look good? Oh, don't touch it yet. It's homegrown. So it is with pride, that pride of knowing that we have produced a good product, that I ask to come forward to speak to you now. Dr. John Kirkendall, who is homegrown.
Thank you so much, Dr. Linton, for that lovely introduction. I don't think anybody's ever said anything that kind about me publicly ever. That was nice, very nice. To Chancellor Johnson, Vice Chancellor Benjamin, academic deans, department chairs, the faculty and staff of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, I bring greetings from the University of Arkansas at Little Rock and our Chancellor, Joel Anderson. And to all of you who have coordinated this wonderful event, which I understand is a first, I appreciate you having me back here today to speak to you on this evening and have the opportunity to congratulate and share with you on your accomplishments. As I reflected on my thoughts for this occasion, I thought about what this university has meant to me over my life and the dedication that you, the faculty and staff, have helped me in shaping my goals and careers here at this university and beyond. As has been mentioned, this is my home. I'm a Pine Bluff native, and coming back to UAPB was an easy, selecting UAPB as a college was an easy choice for me. Growing up around parents who were AM&N graduates and loyal UAPB supporters, the traditions of this university ran through my blood at an early age. I really only considered 2 other schools that I would attend, but it was clear to me that UAPB would be the right choice. I probably got into education because of my mom. Watching her teach over the years at Watson Chapel was an inspiration to me, and that felt like that was something that I could do. And somewhere between my sophomore and junior years, I started to take education courses here at UAPB. And I've got somewhat of a funny story. It's funny now, it wasn't funny then. And Dr. Johnson, you may remember this. And part of it is I was set to graduate in the class of 1998. And I remember when I first stepped foot on this campus in 1994, I got me a curriculum plan, you know, and I highlighted every course that I took, and I put my grade beside it. And so as I started to take my education courses, and I passed all my required tests, I thought I was ready to go. I had been secured and was set to go to Pine Bluff High School and student teach in biology with the late Mr. Andrew McNeil. He had given me all the passwords to his computers and grade book assignments and keys to his room, and we were ready to go that spring semester. So one day I was teaching out there, and we got a knock at the door from the student teaching coordinator at that time, and he told me I need to report back to campus as soon as I finished my day at Pine Bluff High School. He said that I need to look over my curriculum plan again, that I needed 2 more courses to take before I could student teach. And I wasn't allowed to teach and take 2 courses. So I had to come back on campus that spring. And for a long time, I was resentful to UAPB for that. To hold me off for a college degree, for French 2, and health education just didn't seem right to me. I felt that I had plenty of courses on my transcript, somewhere over 130 hours. Just let me student teach and get on out of here. But you know what? I knew better. And it wasn't UAPB's fault. It was my fault. I just thought I could get by. Dr. Fitzpatrick had done everything right in advising me. But you know what? That extra year, that extra spring, 98 semester was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I went through the summer, grew up, matured, came back in the fall, student taught, and landed a job at Jack Roby that following January. Most of you know my dad and the great work he's done here at UAPB in higher education and the state of Arkansas. It was probably through his career here that created the inspiration for me to go further and work in higher education. And that's what motivated me to leave Memphis and apply for graduate programs around the country. Another layer of this is still connected to UAPB. When I landed my opportunity to seek my PhD at Indiana University, I was mentored by Dr. Charlie Nams. Most of you know him as an AM&N graduate, who guided me towards higher education and student affairs. When we got to Bloomington, I had very little knowledge about the field of higher education. I didn't even know it existed. The only thing I knew about higher education was when I was in college as a student. Dr. Nams treated me like I was his own son and gave me 6-week rotational graduate assistantships in all the major offices at Indiana University. I worked in the president's office for 6 weeks, the dean of students office for 6 weeks, financial aid office for 6 weeks, and the provost office for 6 weeks, just to situate my mind about what higher education is all about. And it was that experience in the provost office that gave me this inspiration to become a faculty member. So now, over 10 years later, I stand before you a proud graduate of UAPB, and I'd like to tell you that I'm a newly promoted and tenured associate professor at the University of Arkansas Little Rock. So I just have a few points that I want to share with you, and I'll take my seat. As faculty members, faculty and staff, the key to any university is having the faculty believe in student success. Student success is the primary reason we're here. And in the state of Arkansas, a successful student now is simply defined as a student who can graduate. That's how the state is looking at it. The indicators of student success and what keeps students in school more than anything else is student-faculty interaction. That's the number one reason. It has nothing to do with being a part of an organization. That's important. Not an intimate relationship or a personal relationship with a friend. That's important too. Or having a job on campus. The number one reason that students stay in school is their interaction with faculty members. That is so important. Students need to be assured that they're given the best opportunities to be successful and reach their goals. That comes from you all. There are many examples of campuses around the country where faculty engage with students outside the classroom. Faculty members should not just limit themselves to just 3 hours a week with their students. Our students should feel connected to us in such a way that makes them feel comfortable about their academic goals, their life goals, and their career goals. It just makes sense that UAPB have strong relationships with their students that they are developing. That has and will continue to remain one of our core values related to our historical mission. Making sure that all students on campus feel worthy and confident that they can earn their degrees, and that the faculty keep a pretty close knit on them as a first level makes these possible. As faculty members, and I say we need to keep our students with our teaching as a priority. But beyond teaching, active advising situations, not only with coursework, but with career advising and setting attainable and realistic goals and making sure that our students understand that. Dr. Rice, I'm sure if a chemistry student is making C's and D's in their junior year and they still want to go to medical school, it's our job to set attainable and realistic goals. That's one of the primary or leading functions of an HBCU, is to give them that personal attention about how they can continue their lives. I think this helps make our students understand what they need to have productive careers and also become satisfied and financial participating alumni. So it goes beyond the classroom. We have to be intentional about what we do here at this HBCU to make sure that our students have all the advantages that they need. My second point centers around research agendas. Faculty have to use their research and expertise to guide their instruction. One of the advantages of being a college faculty member versus teaching at the K-12 level is that you have a unique ability to know something that very few people in the world know, and that's through your dissertations and research. Those ideas and thoughts and creativity should be shared with our students. It only makes them better as they prepare to go to graduate and/or professional schools. Those of us who have earned doctorates should come to know our research even better, explore that, and share those things with our students. It shouldn't happen only in STEM fields. It should happen in the liberal arts, business, and social sciences. Every faculty member on this campus has some type of research agenda that they're proud of. You should share that with your students. Research is going to become more and more important over the years, and I understand that UAPB has a focus on teaching, but as the agenda goes and as we move forward, and we're not a University of Arkansas, we're not an Indiana University, we're not a University of Michigan, but just because we're not a research university, we're still yet a university. And any university, large or small, has some obligation to inspire their students through their faculty research. And I understand that it's a bit of a challenge with course loads and teaching and advising and the service, which I'll get to next. But remember this, you work very hard in your expertise and your skill set, and you should be proud to share that when your students are in your classes. When we talk about service, we can utilize service and the many service opportunities that you all have in attracting our students. This university has some of the most dedicated faculty and staff members that I've ever seen. I can understand that it's hard to balance teaching, research, and service, especially with the service demands that are placed upon you here at this university and helping our students succeed. The service acts that you provide, whether it be advising organizations, speaking engagements, church activities, leading students to conferences, will only continue to allow us to actively recruit and retain the best and brightest minds for our university. So I encourage you all as faculty members and staff members to continue to take on those wide range of service projects to help shape our campus. The city of Pine Bluff needs you. Your expertise and presence through our community will only help shape our municipal landscape as we move forward and address the challenges to create better opportunities for our city and our citizens. And for those of you who understand the history of higher education, universities and colleges and universities have a particular obligation to serve the communities in which they are operating under. So I ask you, as you continue with those service missions and those endeavors, to reach out as positive public servants as we move forward. The staff here need to be commended as well. I like the idea that we're improving customer service. It will be something that allows UAPB to reshape its image as we move forward under new leadership. Students have options these days. They can go anywhere. The best and brightest minds, it comes down to a single phone call answer, a single response to an email, a single callback as to where they're making their college choices. You must be mindful of that. If you want the university to grow and you want better, brighter, and attractive students, you have to be there for them, because those students have options. A lot has changed in higher education. Even over the past 5 years, the college going rates and the stakes are even higher today, both in terms of cost and benefits to society. We want our students to be financially sufficient in this information-driven work and economy. As a consequence to that, a lot of students are coming to college because they know that the bachelor's degree, at a minimum, is what's required. So the United States and those who work in higher education must do something that has not yet been realized: provide a high-quality education to more than 3/4 of the adult population. Yet, many students don't come to us with proper academic preparation. So how do we do it? Many students find themselves isolated on campuses from a social and academic partnership. Sometimes they find the campuses to be unfriendly and challenging to navigate. By the same token, not all colleges and universities are well positioned to help all students succeed and reap the benefits of an undergraduate education. Our challenge is clear. Colleges and universities must find beneficial ways to help our students attain their educational goals. Having a college degree is a hollow accomplishment if one does not acquire the process and the skills and competencies of the 21st century. We feel it here in Arkansas, continuing with the pressure of the state and federal oversight as accreditors to demonstrate that doing everything possible is not enough to even graduate our students in a timely manner. So this is my charge to you all at UAPB. As we move forward under the leadership of Dr. Alexander, let us not forget the purpose of the work that we do for our students. You are commended for your exceptional work today. I ask that you continue to set high standards for our students and keep them motivated to do their very best in college and subsequent life. It has been such a pleasure to address such a distinguished group, and I wish you all the best at UAPB. Thank you.
Dr. Kirkendall, we appreciate those words of inspiration and encouragement, and we really appreciate the fact that you are a role model for African American males, and hopefully our students will benefit from seeing someone such as you. Would you please join us at the podium, and Dr. Johnson, I'd like to present you with a token of our appreciation. Sure.
It is my honor to present this plaque to you just as a token of our appreciation for your presentation and for your willingness to come and to share with us this afternoon. It reads as follows: presented to John Kirkendall III at the Chancellor's Annual Academic Excellence Award Program, May 6, 2013, Dr. Calvin Johnson, Interim Chancellor. Also, we have to give you a bag to take with us. So on behalf of the committee and the university, it is my pleasure to present to you these tokens that you will find in this bag.
Faculty and staff, I hope that you are motivated as a result of listening to Dr. Kirkendall's remarks And at this point, we are at the recognitions of our honorees. And I'm going to actually list the nominees, and we will have presenters as listed in the program to actually present a brief bio for each honoree. So the nominees for the Faculty Staff Excellence for Research Award will be presented by Dr. Anthony Rice, Chairperson, Department of Chemistry and Physics. The nominees are as follows: Mia M. Adele, Dr. Madame Day, Dr. Shahadul Islam, and Dr. Jesse Walker. Dr. Rice, will you give us the honors of presenting the award?
It's actually ironic that I would go first, and the first award was mentioned in Dr. Kirkendall's speech. Faculty Staff Excellence Award in Research. The honoree tonight, his bio is as read. He works tirelessly to write grants that will reward students for their classroom participation. He always makes the students have the best equipment for research and classroom studies. Because of his commitment to research and the desire for his students to excel, he has been able to take students to Italy, Japan, and other countries to present projects. He has been very instrumental in writing grants to purchase equipment for his department that exceed well over $600,000. I'm sure that number is a little low. He has also partnered with other instructors on several research projects outside the university and has received recognition for his endeavors. I'm sure that sort of gave away who but this professor has significantly enhanced the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. He has been an outstanding leader on the campus, particularly in the domain of cyber infrastructure, resources for the campus. He is resourceful and diligent, and that the university is proud to announce our first ever supercomputer on campus due to a grant he has secured. He is highly respected as a professional by his colleagues and students. He has a drive to succeed, proven abilities that are very impressive, and we are very proud of his academic achievements, and it's an honor to recognize our winner tonight, Dr. Jesse Walker.
Congratulations.
At this time, it is my pleasure to present to Dr. Walker a certificate that reads, the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, Office of the Chancellor, issued to Dr. Jesse Walker, Monday, May 6, 2013, signed by the Interim Chancellor. Don't go away, the best is yet to come. Also, it is my pleasure to present to you, Dr. Walker, this check it's made out to Dr. Jesse Walker for $1,000, signed by the Chancellor, Calvin Johnson. Great. Thank you.
Dr. Johnson, I think Dr. Walker needs $2,000.
I agree.
So we'll work on building our pool of funds for the upcoming years. Our Faculty Excellence for Teaching Award will be presented by Dr. Paul Lorenz, and Dr. Lorenz is interim chair, Department of English, Theater, and Mass Communication. The nominees for this award are Dr. Mia Adele, Dr. Ath Hakanis, and Dr. Jesse Walker. Dr. Lorenz, would you present the award? Thank you.
From the nominating papers here, we learned that the winner has brought a high level of creativity and innovation to our teaching program. He has enabled UAPB students to engage with top professionals throughout the world by taking advantage of the availability of technology in the classroom. He has successfully enhanced critical thinking skills in students, and he has committed to a productive undergraduate student research program that has resulted in numerous awards to students and prestige to the University of Arkansas. at Pine Bluff. He's a positive influence on our graduate and undergraduate students because of his broad background. The students clearly benefit from the thought-provoking questions and guidance he brings to the table. He's a firm proponent of the scientific method. He's good at making students think carefully about their hypotheses. That's from faculty members. Now, the students are the ones who really count when we're talking about teaching. Okay, from a student. He's an advisor and a mentor. He has taught me to think about the different ways, the different steps of an experiment, instead of just telling me what things need to be done, by questioning me about what is the hypothesis, what needs to be done, how to schedule things, and what the data concludes. He's encouraged me to present my research at various forums. And again, he's well-deserving because of his teaching ability. He does not simply read from PowerPoint presentations, but provides thought-provoking discussion. He is very dedicated to his students and has always maintained an open-door policy. He displays great work ethics. Not only is he here early on the weekdays to prepare for class, write reports, review manuscripts, or conduct experiments, but he's often in on the weekends. And, the person being discussed, the winner of the Faculty Staff Excellence in Teaching Award, is Dr. Alf Hawkenes from Aquaculture and Fisheries.
Dr. Hawkenes cannot attend, so we will make certain that he receives his award in his $1,000 check. It's in the mail. Our Outstanding Staff Award will be presented by Mrs. Leah Irving, Wage Coordinator, Adult Education. The nominees for this award are, as presented, Mrs. Cynthia Anderson, Mr. Demetri Bullard, Mrs. Elmitris Cobbs, Mrs. Tamara Ford, Mrs. Geneva Kelsey Thomas, Mr. Richard Reedus. Ms. Irving.
It's a real honor to be asked to present this award, and it's obvious by the number of nominees that UAPB has excellent staff all the way around. The awardee has been employed at the university for 24 years. He has dedicated himself with love and devotion to the university by providing audio and visual support, technical assistance, videography, photography, and distance learning capabilities. All right. He was one of the first in the state to be trained as the distance learning technician while collaborating with the Arkansas Educational Television Network and the University of Fayetteville. He has always been willing to give more, and I know this to be true because I have been at his doorstep before 8, and he has let me in. He's willing to come early, stay late, Photoshop those bad spots off your student teaching picture, do whatever it takes to advance this university independent of his job requirement. He knows that it takes more than coming to work 8 hours a day and doing only the minimal requirements. Some of his job responsibilities include setting up and operating multiple rooms of media equipment, photographing, videotaping, monitoring, and adjusting sound equipment, adjusting lighting, clearing, and preparing the venue for various meetings, and even picking up trash and getting bottles of water. He performs his responsibilities with a smile and has the ability to remain calm in difficult situations. He's committed to the university and its mission, and he speaks in a silky smooth voice. Mr. Richard Reedus.
Let's make sure we get this picture. To Mr. Reedus, it's my pleasure to present to you this certificate. They all read the same, but just let me say it's issued to Richard Reedus on this day, Monday, May 6, 2013, signed by the Interim Chancellor Calvin Johnson. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Now for the real part, this is your check presented to Richard Reedus in the amount of $1,000. So congratulations.
I can attest that whenever you call Mr. Reedus, he is there and he's always about service with a smile. Our Outstanding Customer Service Award will be presented by Mrs. Erica Fulton, and the nominees for this award are Mrs. Cynthia Anderson, Ms. Geneva Kelsey Thomas, and Ms. Andrea Payne. Ms. Fulton, thank you.
Oh, this is so hard. All three nominees deserve this award, but unfortunately, only one will receive it. The awardee has been an employee with the university for 18 years. She has an open door policy regarding the services offered to the university. She is never too busy to help you with any problem or situation that may arise. She goes out of her way to ensure that everything is well thought through with a positive attitude. She has a high degree of integrity, responsibility, and ambition is always displayed. She is a self-starter and a motivator with an infectious can-do attitude. She has an excellent administrative ability and excels in her knowledge of policies regarding the university. She's a team player with good judgment and a mature outlook that ensures success in all of her endeavors. The winner is Ms. Cynthia Anderson.
Again, it is my pleasure to present this certificate to Ms. Cynthia Anderson on this date, Monday, May 6, 2013. Congratulations. Again, it's a pleasure to present to you this check in the amount of $1,000. Congratulations.
Can we give all of our honorees another round of applause? And I want to take this opportunity to encourage each of you to submit a candidate next year. So we are hopeful that we will continue this particular event every year to honor our faculty and our staff. Dr. Kevin Johnson will come back up and say a few remarks prior to Dr. Mary Benjamin. Thank you.
I just wanted to make a couple of comments. And one, I want to thank our speaker, Dr. Kirkendall, for his presentation. You know, I still often call him, and we laugh about it because I call him Little John. I've been around him ever since he was, I guess, in grade school. So it's been a pleasure to watch him grow up and mature and develop into the professional that he is now. So we thank you. Whenever I see the chancellor from UALR or the dean or the provost, they always give me a report. I say, how's Dr. Kirkendall doing? So, John, I keep up with you. And everybody, they always have something positive to say about you. So we appreciate that. Also, I want to just thank the program participants, and there's some people that, 2 or 3 that I just need to say thank you because I think I've worried them to death, and 2 of them were in my office. But I want to thank Dr. Stewart for all of her work for this, and Tish Arnold. Tish, would you please stand and be recognized? And then Charlene Kelly and Liz Strickland, would you stand? Thank you. Now I know those 2 in my office got tired of me. And one day, I don't know who said it, but somebody said, if you tell us what you want, we can get it done. I said, I don't know what I want, but I'll know it when I see it. So now I see it. So thank you all so much, and I appreciate you so much. And just sort of different from this program, and I always like to give people positive feedback. Mary Jones. I was at a banquet in Texas this past weekend, and a lady approached me and she said, Chancellor, I hate to disturb you, but I want to tell you something about your admission program. So I said, please. She said, I just want to tell you how pleased I am. I was taking a picture with her son that those students were coming to UAPB, but she was very complimentary of the timeliness, how quick you got back with them when they inquired about getting their son admitted here. So I thought that was positive and something that's worthy of a saying in the public. So thank you for doing those kinds of things. Appreciate that. So give Mary and her staff a round of applause. So again, let me just say thank you to all of our honorees and to our program participants and all of you that are here to be a part of this program. And I see some other people in the audience, and I'm sure Dr. Benjamin will recognize them as we move along. See, she's doing me the way that she always does me, but the bottom line is I know I see Dr. Broughton in the audience. Would you please stand so we can recognize you? Thank you so much. And Dr. McCall, thank you for being here. Are there others that I might have missed? Oh, yes, please. Because she was my backup speaker, Ms. Etta Kirkendall. Would you please stand? And you know, I told John, I said that, you know, you didn't have to worry. I had 2 speakers back for your backup. If you were not here, Etta was going to speak, or either John was going to speak. So we had 2 backups. So you were in good company. But again, thank you all so much for your participation.
Well, you can always tell when someone is excited, and I'd say our Chancellor is really excited, and we are excited that he is excited because he has brought a new event to our campus, something that will become a part of our legacy and emphasis on excellence. And so let's give him a round of applause for his creativity. Now I'm going to have to kind of strike through some of the things that I had up here to say thank you for, but I'll just get started. To Chancellor Johnson, Dr. Stewart, to all nominees, to the awardees, to all program participants, to each person that chose to come out and be a part of this occasion, let me say thank you for embracing the concept of excellence at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. This is a monumental event. All programs have to start somewhere, and I will say that we got off to a great start here at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. From the program that you see, this is first class. This is a very special document, and you know why it's so special? It's the beginning, but it is also a document that will go into the archives of this university. And when scholars of higher education, like Dr. Kirkendall, come back to study how you do education at an HBCU in the Arkansas Delta, these are the type documents that he will have. He will show it to people that are yet to be born, and they in turn will show that. So I want to compliment your committee for putting this document together. And then I would like to compliment all of the nominees. Let me tell you, it's not easy to be nominated for awards and going through competition and having your names in public places. But I compliment all of the nominees because they knew in their hearts they were doing things to help advance this institution, and they were willing to have their names put on the line for consideration. So let me just say to all of the nominees, thank you. And it is an honor to be nominated for the awards that were presented here tonight. And for those of you that were chosen for those $1,000 checks, may I have one also? For all of you, let this be, number one, a statement that somebody's watching you, but also let it be a challenge to you to go forward and be a role model and to do what the speaker said, to reach out not only to your students, but to each other. And in doing so, we will help advance this university to an even higher level. And about our speaker, his parents have already been acknowledged, but if they are in the audience, I mean, one of the first persons I saw when I drove over early for once was Mrs. Kirkendall getting out of the car, and I expected her to be here. Would Mrs. Kirkendall stand and would Mr. Kirkendall stand and claim your offspring? it just, it's just so wonderful to see it when it happens right, when it the product turns out the way you hope it would turn out. It's homegrown and all, but it's well baked, the homegrown product, and that's what we have here. And this is just an excellent role model for a lot of people. And I know from time to time, Dr. Kirkendall comes down and speaks to students on our campus, and we really do appreciate that because you are a believable role model. So I want to also acknowledge somebody that's in the back of the room. I think I see Vice Chancellor Thomas back there. Would you please stand up so we can see you. And then Mr. Bennett, who takes care of all those student services that are so important to this process. Thank you so much. And to all the program participants. Dr. Hertz took us on a different path today. He went straight to literature and did a wonderful job in presenting. And to all of the presenters of the nominees and all, it's a well put together program. And we just thank you so much. Now, let me say, and all of our off-campus guests have been acknowledged, so thank you for being here, helping us on this occasion. Any well-planned program needs something. It needs a very supportive, warm, and embracing audience. And you all have been just that. You have rounded it out. You have made this day a special day, and you have participated in the making of history at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Close your eyes and think where you'll be 25 years from now, when we have the 25th awards program at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Thank you so much for being here, and have safe travel home.